Hi, I'm Reverend Wendy Craig-Purcell here at the Unity Center in San Diego. Thank you so much for watching today. If you'd like to support the work that we do here, please consider making a contribution. Go to our website. It's easy to do. Thank you in advance for that contribution.
Well, we are taking a look, as I said earlier, at some of the much-loved and favorite parables of Jesus. How many of you are familiar with the parable of the talent? Raise your hand if you are. And for those of you in Unity that maybe appreciate Unity's perspective on the Bible and feel a little concerned anytime you see that, let me put your mind at ease and remind you that Unity is first and foremost principle-based. We're based in spiritual principles and spiritual teachings and spiritual practice. And we do go to the Bible, and we do recognize that within the Bible, and especially within a lot of Jesus' teachings, we have a beautiful blueprint for awakening in consciousness. But we don't look at the Bible as the inerrant, infallible Word of God. We do not take it literally. We are principle-based. But we are going to take a dive this month in looking at some of the parables that Jesus taught. It's said in the Gospels that except in parables, he did not teach. And so the idea of parable or the idea of story was in fact a very important way in which Jesus tried to convey ideas, not just on the surface, but in a deeper way. What is Jesus conveying here? Well, there's always in the parables, there's two levels of meaning. There's the obvious, and then there's the deeper one. On the obvious level, there are three very simple yet important and powerful teachings. The very first one is use what you've been given or lose it. Let's affirm that with a little more energy. Use it or lose it. Use it or lose it. How many of you have ever been involved in a rigorous aerobic exercise program, got your body in shape, and then, I don't know, the holidays come, or a vacation comes, and you kind of slip, and you don't do it, and you don't do it, and you don't do it, and you get back, and you say, I better go back to that program. What does it feel like? It's harder, isn't it? Why? Because you stopped doing that thing. Use it or lose it, right? The second very obvious is that we've all been given something to develop according to our ability. According to our ability. In metaphysics, we would say by right of consciousness. In metaphysics, we would say by the mental equivalent. We have been given something. One servant was entrusted with the 1 talent. The other servant entrusted with 2 talents. The other servant entrusted with 5 talents. We have all been given something to develop. And the third important and obvious message of the parable is that though we're expected to develop what we've been given, ultimately it's up to us if we're going to do it or not. Ultimately, it's up to us if we're going to use what we've been given, put it in circulation, expand it, or out of fear, we do nothing. We put it in the ground, we hide it. There's no multiplication involved, no expansion of consciousness involved. It's a little bit like when Jesus talked about us being the light of the world, right? He told us to do what with the light? To let it shine, And he very specifically said, you don't hide it. You don't put it under a bushel. You bring it out. You set it out for all the world to see. Many people are fully aware of what their talents are. Our talents are our unique gifts, our resources, what we've got to work with. And we all have at least something. Sometimes our talent is the very thing we got in trouble for as a kid. I wonder how many successful CEOs and business leaders might have gotten in trouble for being a little too bossy on the playground.
Thanks for listening. The Unity Center. Spiritually progressive, socially responsive, radically inclusive. Check us out Sundays at 9 and 11. Many people enjoy Reverend Wendy's talks and meditations and aren't able to attend the Unity Center in person. If you're part of our extended family from around the world, and would like to help support the Unity Center, please go to our website or download our free app, which offers even more ways to connect with the Unity Center. Namaste.